look at the third case. The third case is now when you project an object from a height above the ground. That means we can apply this for people who are very short. There is a limit, you want to send this chalk to that limit, but you think that when you are on the ground, when you project it, the object will not reach there. Have in mind, case number one was when you are on the ground. But if you are very short now, you want to get a limit, and when you are on the ground level, that limit will not be met. What you do now, you go up to a height above the ground. You can either climb a table or any height that is above the ground. So when you are at that point, let us represent that use the diagram. Let us say this is the ground surface, horizontal ground level here, and there is a limit. Somebody wants to sight this object, but the person thinks when he is on the ground and project this chalk, the chalk will not be able to reach to this point. What the person does is to come up to a height. The person is now standing at this point. Somebody that was on the ground level has now climbed to a height of this point. Let us say the distance it has covered above the ground. Let us say the distance this man has used above the ground is D. So that D is symbolic is a height above the ground. Height above the ground. That means if it is on top of the table, the height of the table from the top of the table to the ground is what we represent as D. So if that is the case, this person will now project the object. When the person projects the object upwards, the object will also come. We said when the object wants to fall, it will make a curve and then it falls this way. Now, if I cover some aspect here, the moment I cover this region here, it appears case number one. That means the object that was projected from the ground, if this point is covered. And if that is done, we said from this point, the one I am representing by broken line now, from this point to this highest point here, we said is maximum height. Wherever the object is projected to where the object stops, that is maximum height, the highest height obtained. So when this person projects the object, wherever it stops, is the maximum height from where the man is. And that is represented by H marks here. And we said the highest point reached by the object before it falls, V is equal to 0 at that point. So it's like, it is more or less case number one, when the object is projected vertically upward. But the only difference here is this object is no more projected from the ground. We now look at that. Sometimes they will now ask you to get the total distance above the ground or the total height covered. So if you are interested in an object that is projected from a height above the ground, you want to get the total distance covered or the total height, you can now say total distance or height. The total distance or height covered, the total distance or height covered will be, if you now want to get the total distance or height covered above the ground, to be precise, above the ground. That is when you are asked to get the total height or total distance covered above the ground. If you are interested in that, what you do now is the total height. What we mean by total height is where the object stops. You are interested in the height from where the object stops from the ground. So if you want to do that, it will be the distance from here to here plus from here to here. Have in mind it's a combination of two heights. From here to the ground, it will be from here to here and from here to here. So if that is the case, we have from here to here is D. We said it's D. Plus from here to here is H max. So the formula becomes D plus, few minutes ago we said H max. When the object is projected vertically upwards, we said is U squared divided by 2G. You can cross-check to case number one. This particular one is the formula for the total distance covered above the ground when an object is projected from a height above the ground. See that?